What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be doing this video for you guys today because it is honestly my #1 asked question, and I feel like with all YouTubers who do makeup, the #1 asked is bridal makeup. For those of you who don't know me, I am a professional makeup artist, so I do freelance and a lot of my work is with brides. So I thought this was going to be a perfect video to do to show you guys typically what I do on my brides. There are all different types of brides out there who like very soft makeup to the most utmost glam. I do it all, but typically my clientele really does like a softer glam look, something that just looks polished, put together, but they still feel like themselves. So I created this look for you guys. I hope you really like it, and let's just get into the look. Alright, first step is always, guys, prep the skin. You want to make sure that you're prepping the skin to your skin type, whether you're dry, normal, oily combination. Prep it to whatever that you need, because let's be honest, this makeup is going to be lasting all day and all night, so we need it to be flawless. You guys know I'm dry to normal, so I'm going to be using my favorite products right now that you guys see me use constantly, and that is the Smashbox Primer Oil, and then on top of that I use my Elysian Continuum. After you're done prepping the skin, you really want to make sure that all the products that you're using are very long wearing, or at least something that you know you can rely on to last all night. A lot of these products I'm going to show you guys are nothing new, because you guys know I'm a creature of habit and I love my set go-to products, but I feel like the application process is also such a big thing, so at least you'll get to see that. It's no secret that I love glowy makeup, and I also like my brides to be a little bit of a glow. Even if you're dry, normal, oily combination, there's just something about a subtle glow on a bride that's absolutely beautiful. So as always, you guys know I love this product. I talk about it constantly. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I have this in the shade 03. And again, I like to glow, so I'm going to be kind of putting this everywhere. Taking my IT Cosmetics foundation brush, and we're just going to be blending this guy on in. If you do not like this much of a glow, which totally understandable, you're going to want to use just a little less of this product and make sure to put it in the areas where you feel like you don't get as oily. But for me, because I am dry, I don't really get oily, so I basically just put this everywhere. I just really love how it gives that skin just that effortless glow without feeling or being too much. So now it's time for the foundation. You guys already know my go-tos. I have the Vanish foundation from Hourglass and the Born This Way Too Faced. These two together are the superheroes of foundations, I swear. So this is in the shade Light Beige, and today this one's going to be in Warm Nude. I go between a few colors in this one, but this one usually stays the same, and I just mix depending on my self-tanner, and right now my self-tanner is on and popping, so we're gonna have to go a little darker. This is the amount of foundation that I use out of both of them. It is a small amount. I do this for myself and my brides because makeup to me is a layering process, and I don't want to layer heavy on top because the end result can end up looking cakey. And with photography and just the wearingness of it that you need all day, just never really a good thing when it's too much. So honestly, that's all I use, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be using the Hourglass foundation brush to apply this. So like I said, a little bit goes a long way. Even if you like full coverage, that's perfectly fine. We are going to build with our concealers, but you can see just that little bit. Barely touch my brush to it. It really gives a beautiful coverage. I want to show you guys how much foundation I still have on the pan, and I have just like a really nice, I would say medium coverage. If I wanted it fuller, I would definitely just go ahead and use the rest of it, but I'm telling you guys, a little bit goes a long way. So now it's time for the concealer, and for the concealer, as always, I'm a mixer, you guys know this. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way. Absolutely amazing. This is in the shade Light Beige. And then I'm going to be mixing between, I have two Colourpop concealers. I'm going to be mixing between probably light 18 and light 16. I'm just going to take this Hakuhodo Sephora brush to help blend that in. I've been loving using brushes lately instead of my beauty blender. Don't get me wrong, I still use my beauty blender, but the initial application, I've been loving brushes better, and then I just go in with my beauty blender to kind of soften up the area. Before I start applying powders, we're gonna cream contour. So this is the YSL stick, and this is in the shade B65. I love this, you guys see me use it all the time. And then I'm gonna be using this Morphe E8 brush. And this is how I like to apply my cream just anything cream honestly, with a brush and straight from here to here. I think it just blends out way better. You get more of a seamless look, and then you kind of get to navigate how much product that you use and where you want it, because sometimes it gets a little difficult and then I'm like, oh well, I put too much product there and now I hate it. So at least with this, I can monitor how much product I'm putting on. To quickly contour my nose, I'm gonna grab same product. This is with the Hakuhodo Sephora Concealer Brush. And we're just gonna go ahead and lightly blend this in. I'm gonna take my Beauty Blender really quick just to help blend those lines in, because we don't want any harsh lines for any occasion, whether you're a bride or just doing your makeup. So really make sure to blend those guys in. All right, so now let's start setting some powders down. This, you guys, I talk about it every single day. If you watch me on YouTube, you're on Instagram, this is the only thing that I use on myself and on my clients. This stuff is amazing. The powder is so fine. So whether you're super dry or very oily, this is going to give you just a beautiful soft matte finish, and to help set it without looking creepy or looking, you know how powders get. It's not pretty sometimes. Love this stuff. So I'm gonna pour a little bit in the pan, and then I'm gonna take my Beauty Blender and I'm gonna do kind of like a double set. So first I take a little bit of the product and we're just going to pounce it in the areas where I want set, which is right up underneath the eyes, along the nose, chin, forehead area, all that good stuff. Basically the T-zone. Then I stop for a second and I grab this guy. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder. This stuff will be your best friend, especially for occasions like this. It gives the most beautiful airbrush finish on the face. So what I do is I just grab a big powder brush like this. This is in the shade 2. I believe they have 3 shades. So this is shade 2, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dip right here and just lightly go over my face. And this is going to give it a really soft set, but not jeopardize the glow that I had before. And just like I said, make sure that your skin looks flawless. It's insane. I just love what this powder does. Then I'm gonna go back with the RCMA and I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that powder, and I'm gonna press and set, and I'm gonna keep it here because I do a little bit of baking for occasions like this on myself and for my brides. So now we're gonna go ahead and highlight and bronze. You guys, best stuff for highlighting, sculpting, all of that, especially for my brides. So this is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow. I use it every day basically. I'm gonna take this brush right here. This is the Morphe 510 brush, and I'm going to highlight first. And I'm gonna go ahead and glow up the skin before we start sculpting and bronzing. You know what? I've been like lately jumping around with either bronzing first, highlighting first. That part to me doesn't really matter, but lately I've been liking highlighting first. So I really push that into the brows, right above the brow as well. Push that into this brow, right above as well. I really love this glow to come through, and it's great for pictures as well. When you get those side profile shots, it's my favorite. And then we're gonna bring it down the nose and the Cupid's bow. Then I'm gonna take this highlighting Japanesque brush, dip into the sculpt, and we're gonna go right on top of that cream product that we use to kind of bronze and contour. And this is going to give it a little set and a little extra definition. And I like to be more bronzy, so I'm gonna be using this Milani bronzer. This is in the shade Sun Tan. This bronzer blew me away. It's a really beautiful matte bronzer, but it's loaded with pigment, so you only use a little bit, which is crazy. I'm gonna grab this Crown C500 brush and just dip right into there. And I'm gonna do this mostly right on the tip, like the outer portion of my face, just to give a little bit more of that bronze. I don't want to bring this too much because we still got to put the blush down. And then as always, I always bring it down to the neck as well. Make sure that that is seamless. Before blushing, I'm going to go ahead and dust this powder off because I don't want this to sit too long. I only sit it for about a few minutes. I know some people will set it for like 15 minutes. Not me. I just want a couple minutes And then that way it's just like the perfect amount of matte but still glowing. For blush, I'm going to be using this one right here. It's the Lorac. It's called Prism. It's just a really beautiful, soft, light pink. But what I'm going to be doing is kind of packing it on so it sticks out a little bit more. This is a Morphe 405 brush. And we're just going to dip like that. And I'm going to pounce this color. Instead of swiping it, I want this to be, like I said, pigmented, stand out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pounce. Blush is the first thing to go with makeup. And so on my brides, I really like to just pack this on because by the time they start taking their pictures and by the time, you know, they get things going, it's like the perfect amount of blush. I don't know what it is and why it does that. It's annoying, but it's true. So just go ahead and pounce. Once the blush is down, I'm going to take a little bit more of that RCMA powder, just lightly sweep under here, just to give a little bit of a cleanup and a little extra set as well. But this step I really do not leave on long. I just put it on and then basically immediately brush it off. So now I got my complexion right where I want it to be. So let's go ahead and set it again, but this time with a spray so that all of the powders that we did put down are gonna melt right into the skin. So I'm gonna be using my Makeup Forever Mist and Fix as always. Ooh. And go ahead and spray. And then we're gonna dry that down with a fan. My Patrick Top fan. Beautiful. Now because I want to glow, I'm going to be doing another spray, and this is the FX Illuminating Setting Spray, just to give that extra set, but also a beautiful glow as well. Now when it comes to my eyeshadow application, you guys have seen me do it both ways. Sometimes I'll do my eyes first, sometimes I'll do my face first, but since this is going to be more of the softer bride, I just decided to do my face first, but you can totally do it however you want. For the eyeshadow today, I thought I'd bring up this palette. This is the Lorac Pro 3 palette. This is probably one of my favorite palettes, especially for brides. It's just the perfect tones, colors, mattes, shimmers that any bride can have. But for my softer bride, especially for this one, I love it. So we're gonna be digging into that one today. So let me grab my brushes. I'm gonna take a large eyeshadow brush and we're gonna be dipping into the shade right here. It's called Blanc. And we're just going to push this all over the eye to brighten up the eye and give it a little extra set since we do have a little bit of that concealer still on there. Then I'm going to take the Smith 232 brush. We're going to dip into this shade right here. It's called Cool Taupe. I seriously love the color of this shade. And for this look, I really do want to keep it more on the neutral side. And so this shade is perfect for that. Then with the same brush, I'm going to dip into this color right here. It's called Clay. Just a little bit warmer, and I'm just going to put that right underneath that Cool Taupe shade. I don't want to overpower and make this look warmer because like I said, we're trying to keep it neutral. So doing a healthy mix between these two, beautiful. Now I'm going to grab this Morphe 506 brush and we're going to dip into the shade right here. It's called Dark Brown. And we're just going to focus this more on the lash line and the outer corner of the eye. I'm not going to bring this to the crease or anything because I really want to keep this more of kind of like a smoky liner look. So just blend it right into here. Now you guys know I like my looks to be more almond shaped. So I'm just flicking out just slightly. Nothing crazy because I don't want it to look like a wing look, but I do just want some type of flow that way. Next we're going to take this Morphe E36 brush, dip right into the black. So everything so far has been matte, which I personally like. A little bit of matte, a little bit of shimmer when it's just like a soft look. And we're just going to pounce that right on the lash line as well and give a little bit more definition to that dark brown shade that we used. I'm trying to not so much cover that dark brown because I really am trying to keep it closer to the lash line, but just give it a soft touch, if that makes any sense. If at all you feel like maybe you put too much black or you don't like it that dark, you can always go back into that other brush that we used with that dark brown shade and go right on top of that black just to kind of soften it up as well. Now I'm gonna grab this brush right here. It's one of my favorite brushes I think I own. It's from Makeup Forever. It's the 216 brush. This thing is just like the most perfect for smoking right underneath the lash line. So we're gonna go back into that Cool Taupe shade, which is the first one that we used. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tuck that right underneath the lash line. You can definitely take your time with this step, no rush. just really help to, you know, smoke it out and give it a really beautiful look. Next, I'm gonna take the Smith 253 brush. It's just like a flat eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna dip into this shade right here. It's called Almond Pearl. Really pretty. And I wanna focus this right in the inner corner and just lightly move it to the center of the lid, but very, very lightly. If you wanted to, you can also take some of that color and put it right up underneath the brow. But if you remember earlier, we took that highlighter and smoked it right into that brow. So I still have a lot of shine there, some glow there, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But I am gonna grab this shadow right here. Now this is not in the palette. I hardly ever just use the colors in a palette. This is my favorite bright highlighter of life. It's from Prestige Cosmetics. It's in the shade Angel. I think I got this literally like 8 years ago. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm going to take this Coastal Sun shader brush, just dip right into there, and I'm really going to make this inner part pop and jump, which is what like my favorite part of any makeup look to give, and especially in a bride. Just really helps to open up the eyes and give it that little twinkle. I now want to brighten up the waterline, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this pencil. It's actually a brow pencil to highlight and carve the brows, but I love using it as a nude liner. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick that right up here, and this is really gonna help just as well give some brightness to the eye and really make it look just bright and awake. I wanna define the lash line a little bit more as well, so I'm gonna take this Fenty liner, and we're just gonna very, very lightly, guys, press this along the lash line, and this is going to give a really beautiful definition and just make it look crisp. This is really great too, and especially if you want to wear false lashes on your day, because it's gonna help it to hide it a little bit better as well. I'm gonna go back in with my E36 brush and dip a little bit into that black shade, and now I want to marry this liner with the shadow, and it also helps just to make it look more blended and smooth together. So now what I'm gonna do is apply my mascara and lashes off camera, but I do have a video where I teach you how to apply false lashes, strip or individual, so I will link that for you above. Lashes are on, and what a difference it makes the look. I use Ardell individual lashes. Again, I will link that video for you guys above so you can see how I apply them. They're my favorite. I literally always and only use those, and I like it because you can kind of create your own style, and which is what I do on my brides as well. You guys know I'm a doll lash. I'm that, you know, cat eye effect, so I always make mine look a little bit more wispier on the ends, you know, just give that little flirt look. Time for the brows though. So I'm pretty similar in the same style of how I always do my brows. You guys know the Anastasia products are my favorite. So I use a combination of the Brow Wiz and the new gel pomade that they have, both shades in medium brown, and I'm obsessed. So what I do is I use the Brow Wiz first. I go ahead and just kind of lightly fill in any sparse areas, and you can honestly just use this step and it's perfect. I actually like doing that more on my softer days, but for more of my glam days or days where I really want my brows to stick, that's where I go ahead and I apply the gel. And this stuff is waterproof, so your brows aren't going anywhere. And I love the definition that they give to my brows, and it makes it just a little bit more fuller and a little bit more defined. Then to set my brows, this is my favorite brow setter of all time. This is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I need a new one, and I keep saying that every time I use it, and I keep not buying a new one, but this thing lasts forever and honestly is the best in my opinion. Everything is finally coming together, and this is probably my favorite part in the whole bridal process is the lip, because usually the lip is what me and my client pick together, and normally it's the same like pinky nude, so that's what we're gonna do today. But I mean, there's so many options that you can do for you. So you wanna pick something that you're gonna look back in your pictures 10 years from now and be like, wow, I really did like my makeup, instead of being like, what the was I thinking, honestly, you know? Also, when it comes to lipstick formula, it really just depends on what you like. I have clients who like matte. I have clients who just do gloss. I have clients who do regular lipsticks. So it really just depends on you. So what we're gonna be doing is using 2 different lip liners, I think. We're gonna go in with this one first. This is from LA Girl. This is the lip liner called Forever. It's one of my favorite pinky nude lip liners. It's kind of like my lip but better. You know what, to be honest, I want to make this a little bit more nude before you apply the lipstick. So I'm going to grab this NYX lip liner. It's in the shade Nude Suede Shoes. This should lighten it up a little bit. Oh yeah, that definitely did the trick. So now I'm going to go in with this Milani lipstick. This is in the shade I Am Awesome. It's so pretty. This is like a soft, peachy, pinky nude. And it'll go, you know, just go with this. You know what? This is super pretty. But I'm going to be annoying and do a little bit more tweaking of this lip. I feel like when it comes to your wedding lipstick, it's got to be perfect. And I know I do this with all my brides because they'll like go back and forth and I'm like, take as much time as you need because if you don't like it, we're not doing it. So I personally need it a little bit more nude, just a little bit still too pink for me. So I'm trying to think what I want to add to it or if I just take a little away. Yeah, I'm gonna take this KKWBeauty lip liner. This is in the shade 1.5. This should make it a little bit more nude for me, so let's see. Yeah, see, this is more me. I really, too pinky is really not my thing, but a nude pink, I can deal with that. And now the last thing, which is a complete optional choice. You don't have to. Some of my brides like it, some of them don't. Totally up to you. But if you want to see the chest glow. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this Patrick Ta Beauty. This is the A Dream, the Body Glow, the oil. Take a little bit on my brush and I'm just going to put it right here on the collarbones. Really just give that beautiful glow. Like I said, it's optional. This also smells amazing, so why not? But I really like, you know, adding that little additional touch. Super pretty. But yeah, this concludes the tutorial. I hope you guys like it. I hope this gives you a little insight of what you want to do for your special day, or if you're a makeup artist and you don't really know, you know, what you should do on a bride, this would be perfect. This look is super classic, traditional. It's gonna look great through all the decades and on every single person. This is honestly a look that I would wear for my own wedding one day down the road, sometime, maybe.
Who knows?
But like I said, it's just a beautiful, beautiful look that's gonna look good on everybody. So I really hope that you guys like it. And please let me know in the comments below if you guys would like to see another bridal tutorial. It was really hard for me to pick what I wanted to do today because all of my brides that I've had and just brides in general all want to do something different. You have your very, very soft brides, you have your soft glam brides, and then you have your glamorous brides that are more bold and dramatic. So I've had it all. I like it all. So if you guys would like to see something a little bit more bolder or dramatic, let me know. I would love to show you guys. But for now, this is what we got going on. I hope you guys like it. Again, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to all my videos if you guys like to see more. And until then, I will see you all next time. Love you guys.